That's the sound of a terrified wife calling her mom after a brutal home invasion that ended with her husband being kidnapped and murdered? Or is it? For Samantha Wolford, a 24-year-old mother of five from Texas, the line between victim and villain was about to get permanently erased. She dreamed of a big social media star, but her obsession with creating the perfect online life would lead her to script a real life story of manipulation, betrayal, and murder. On the surface, Samantha Wolford and Ernie Barra were a young couple just trying to manage the chaos of a big family. Ernie worked hard, sometimes holding down two jobs, to provide for Samantha and their five kids. Samantha, in the meantime, was a full time mom and an aspiring YouTuber. Her channel was a mix of daily vlogs, her struggles as a young mom, and product reviews. But behind the camera, a totally different story was playing out. Ernie was a private person, and he was growing tired of Samantha's obsession with social media and her habit of oversharing every detail of their lives. Their marriage was falling apart. In her videos, Samantha often complained that Ernie wasn't supportive, painting a picture for her small audience of a less than perfect husband. This resentment, mixed with a desperate need for attention, was about to set the stage for a horrifying plan. In early 2015, Samantha met a man named Jonathan Sanford. She complained to him about her husband, saying she wanted to be rid of him. What started as a vague plot to frame Ernie by planting drugs in his truck quickly turned into something much darker. Sanford casually asked Samantha what she'd think if her husband died. Her response wasn't shock or horror. Instead, she just asked if he was serious. When he said yes, she agreed to the plan. All she had to do, she told him, was leave the front door unlocked. The planning was cold and deliberate. Samantha made sure her children would be asleep and out of the way, even giving them medicine to sedate them while the plot was being finalized right in the same house. She even provided her own car to be used in the crime. This wasn't a spontaneous act of passion. It was a premeditated production and she was the director. On the night of February 19th of 2015, three men, Jonathan Sanford, Octavius Rhymes, and Jose Pons, walked into the house through the unlocked door. They brutally beat Ernie, dragged him outside, and shoved him into Samantha's vehicle. They drove him to a remote spot in Kemp County, Texas, and shot him in the back of the head. Immediately after, Samantha began the performance of her life. She called her mother, frantically claiming intruders had kidnapped Ernie while holding a knife to her throat. When detectives arrived, she gave them a tearful, detailed story about masked men attacking her husband. She was the perfect picture of a grieving, terrified wife. It was a convincing story, but as we see in so many of these cases, the truth has a funny way of coming out. It's the kind of chilling story we break down here every week. If you find the psychology behind these crimes as fascinating as I do, take a second to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's next.
Walk me through what happened.
I don't honestly know what happened. I was in bed asleep, and we heard a noise, and the second I was able to open my eyes, somebody grabbed me and jerked me out of the bed and slammed me down on the ground and started tying me up and put a knife to my throat and told me don't move.
Okay.
They were punching me over and over and over, and because he was fighting back, and I was just letting him do it. And
What's your husband's name?
Ernest Ibarra.
Ernest Ibarra. Okay.
They had black masks on, black shirts, black pants. Every inch of skin was covered, like gloves. I couldn't see anything. One of them did say the name Luke, but that's it. That was all. That's only in identifying anything of God. One of them said, "Hey, Luke," and the guy turned, but that's the only identifying anything I've got.
523 County.
When they dragged me downstairs, because they had him downstairs and they were separating us, I went downstairs and his face was covered in blood. And he had cuts on top of his head.
Do you know what they were hitting him with?
A gun.
Okay, do you remember what the gun looked like?
It was just a hand pistol. I didn't focus on the gun. I was focused on him.
Okay, you remember what colors, anything like that?
It's a black gun.
Okay. Alright. And y'all were upstairs?
Asleep.
Okay. Are you doing okay? Do you need medical attention or anything?
He just slapped me in the face. If it's not bruised up, I mean...
Yeah. Okay. You got some redness on your face.
He said, look at her, and he wouldn't look up at me.
How's the babies?
They're all in bed asleep. They never messed with the kids. And then he asked him, how are my kids? Where are my kids? He said, he punched him in the mouth with the gun and said, I ain't here for no kids, mother. And I think they might have knocked a couple of his teeth out.
Okay.
And they jerked his hair up and said, look at her, look at her. And I had my head pulled back. And he looked at me and he said, that's the last time you're going to see her. And do you want us to kill her too?
Hey,
And
is
he
there
said
somebody
no.
that can go with Coop? Yeah, is
I
there
never
somebody?
saw a vehicle. I never saw, I don't know what type of vehicle they're in.
Yeah.
How many people were there?
He's here with
Three,
me.
maybe four.
Maybe 4.
If he'll go up that way with Cooper just in case.
Like I said, I couldn't tell anything about them. I know there was a lot of them here. 3, maybe 4. I could be wrong. There might have been more in the vehicle.
Did you hear any
I
shots or anything like that?
I heard some commotion outside. And I know they were doing something in my house because I could hear breaking. But had me up and threw me over here. She helped untie me
How'd she find out that you were
because they took his phone, but they didn't take mine. I had mine hidden.
Uh-huh.
So I was able to.
So he's got his phone?
No, they have his phone.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. What's his phone number?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you got it stored in your phone?
Yes.
Okay,
It's a
look that.
newish number.
look-
My aunt has my phone.
Huh? Well, I need that number. Get that number from her. So y'all were in the bed here.
Asleep. I was on that side. He was on this side.
526, 522.
They told him to take his ring off. I heard him
Go
yelling
ahead.
at him to take his wedding ring off.
We get a better description of any of the subjects or maybe a possible vehicle.
I had no idea. I was tied up upstairs.
Negative. She's just saying it's multiple subjects wearing all black.
I fucking scared ass. Is the fact that I don't know his vehicle gonna possibly cost his life?
Hey, look up that number for me, okay?
Did you hear him say anything else besides
Yeah.
what you told us?
They said that it was because of his dad. And that
Because of his dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that if he could come up with $20,000 in 5 minutes, they'd spare his life. And he said he couldn't get his hands on that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you know what was going on? With the dad?
I have not had
No,
anything
no,
to do with his dad since me and him had our last problem.
Okay.
They said his dad narked on someone and got their man thrown behind bars. And now they were taking revenge and taking someone from him. He took someone from them and now they're taking someone from him.
Okay.
And he said that it wasn't anything against me or the kids because we're only Ibera by marriage. He's Ibera by blood. And they took his ID and his wallet.
Mm-hmm. Where was that at?
It was in his truck.
Oh, it was in his truck? Okay.
Yeah, they made him tell him. I'm upstairs. I could hear him telling him. They made him tell him they cut my shirt off, and then after they made me stand there naked in front of him, threatening to do things to me.
Mm-hmm.
The guy said, "I
You were
can't do."
you were outside or here
I
inside?
was in the living
The
room.
living room?
When they took me to
Okay.
the living room, he said, "Get you a shirt and get it quick, cause I'm not this type of person." So I started rummaging through my closet. He said, "I said get it quick," and pushed the knife against my throat. So I just grabbed whatever shirt
Okay.
and put it on.
Okay.
But he grabbed my shirt and he started cutting it and he cut it down the collar and then he said,
What's your name?
"Samantha
Samantha
Wolford.
Wolford."
Wolford.
Where's that shirt at? Is it downstairs? What color is it?
It's gray sweater.
Gray sweater.
Alright, this is what we need to do. I need to do an emergency phone ping on yeah. And I've got the cell phone number. Also, Baxter's en route with Cooper. So tell 33 whatever that that 512's en route with 26 and he can 1022. But just go ahead and tell him that on the radio for me. It's an emergency because of possible. If they ask, his life's in danger possibly. So we need to ping us. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of blood though for somebody that was pistol whipped.
Staged deal. The scene's not really making sense of what she's telling me.
No, that's what. Yeah, I was expecting to see like more blood and. Because, I mean, she's saying he got hit several times, pistol whipped or whatever, several times. With a black pistol is all she knows. Everybody's wearing all black shoes, no identifying marks on them.
But you have no idea why somebody would have done this to her?
No, there was nothing out of the norm as far as I was aware. I mean, he was coming home late every day. I just immediately jumped to the conclusion of cheating, like he's starting to cheat. He doesn't have very many friends, so I don't foresee this just being a prank. After everything that happened previously, he kind of dropped all of his friends and really has nothing to do with anyone. Are you guys trying to accuse me of something?
No, not right now. We're just trying to get all the details of everything that happened.
Well, he's asking if anybody's called me. I want to look at my call list.
I mean, you're saying that somebody called or somebody saying something about money or something like that, so.
Gotcha. I don't know these people. I'm pretty good at recognizing voices, and I didn't recognize theirs.
What's your first memory of what's going on?
Well, I took an ambulance, so it makes it a little harder for me to wake up. And I have a prescription with me if you want to see that. But when I can't sleep, it's supposed to shut your brain down so you can go to sleep, but also make it to where you can wake up fairly easy. Of course. I remember at some point, it was a little after 1, I saw the clock. Maybe on my phone. So it's still pretty foggy because it's fairly early to wake up after taking a sleeping pill. Somebody jerking the blankets down, which startled me. And then something being pressed against my throat, and they grabbed me by the hair and started jerking me out of bed. I, at that point, wasn't even aware of what was going on with him until he already had me slammed face down on the ground and was tying my hands together. And I rolled my head and looked to the side and could see some commotion going on, but it was pitch black in my room. And they were all wearing black.
And were they saying anything or doing anything when they came into the room? I mean, dragging over, what were they saying or what were they?
The guy that was, it was all guys. I don't remember hearing a female voice. And to me, just a bunch of shut up, don't make any noise, don't make me have to hurt you, blah, 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 and hold still, hold your hands together. And I was trying to be as cooperative as possible because I didn't want to die. I'll do whatever you say, just please don't kill me, I've got kids.
So when they drag you out of bed, what happens to that point once they drag you out of bed?
Jordan put to bed and slid me down, floor face down, and pressed the blade that he had against my throat in between my shoulder blades. And while he's tying my hands, there's a bunch of fighting going on, but I can't tell who's who or what's going on, just that there's other commotion going on, so I knew that they wanted to woke up. And then somebody that was dealing with him said, get here, get out here. And that's when he dragged me over, not far from the kids' bedroom. And I was praying to God, they never went over there and realized there was any kids in the house. They didn't tie my legs together until right before they left me there. Right before I had to wobble over to get my phone because they were forcing me to walk and things on my own and just helping me steady myself because I couldn't catch myself. My hands were tied behind my back. My mouth was tied. I'm surprised it didn't split my mouth. It was tied so tight.
She didn't recognize the voice.
I tried listening to everything. They forced him to tell me not to call the police. And he said, don't call the police. And they punched him in the mouth with the gun. And said, that's not what I said for you to tell her. He said, please tell me what to say again. Please just repeat it. So they repeated it. And I couldn't understand what they were saying because they were so close to his face and growling in his ear. And he said, Sam, don't call the police. I don't care what happens. Don't call the police because they'll come back and they'll kill all the kids.
But part of the procedure also, like I said, we're going to be, checking your phone records for the last few months. We're going to find any kind of, establish anything as far as anybody that's involved in this and connected to your phone?
No.
Okay. You're sure about that?
Yeah, I would recognize a voice that I knew.
No, I'm talking about as far as you being involved in your husband's experience.
No.
So you had absolutely nothing to do with it?
No, I had absolutely nothing to do with this. I would not be this cooperative if I did.
Well, just because the person cooperated doesn't mean they didn't do something. Obviously, if someone wants to throw us off.
Have I thought about it? Have I thought about stabbing him? Oh, more than once. Have I thought about shooting him if I had a gun? The thought is, and I'm not going to say the thought hasn't crossed my mind. He's had me to the point that I wanted to kill his ass.
And that's what happened last night?
No.
He didn't have you to that point last night?
No. We were not fighting at all.
So what would get you to the point where you want to shoot him or stab him?
To see him lay his hands on my kids.
When's the last time you did that?
Back when I had him arrested.
But as far as tonight, you had nothing to do with
No.
this experience. You don't know who did anything.
No.
You're positive about that?
Yes.
See, look me in the face. I need to know the truth. Did you have anything to do with Ernie's disappearance?
No. And I
Did you have anything to do with his death tonight?
No. Dead. He's dead?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Yes, if he is dead, no.
Do you think he's alive?
I hope so.
Did you have anything to do with it?
No.
You had nothing to do with his
No.
disappearance? Nothing. If God forbid he is found deceased, did you have anything to do with it?
No.
Did you hire someone to do it?
No.
You had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with it.
Absolutely nothing. They're not prayers to God. They're just like holding him to get at his dad. Yeah, I really don't want to plan a funeral for my husband.
Well, let me ask you something. How did you call for help if you was tied up?
I used my nose.
So they didn't take your phone then? They left your phone there?
They asked me if I had a phone, and I told them no. And they asked him,
So
and I
how'd you
told
get
him
to
no.
it? How'd you get to
I
it?
wiggled on my side.
Where was
across
it?
the
Where
room.
was
I
it?
was on this side of the upstairs, and it was shoved up underneath the edge of the bed on this side of the upstairs.
Is that where you keep it, or do you do that there in a fight?
No, it fell off the bed. When they grabbed a hold of me, I felt it slide, because
Oh.
I usually keep it under
So
my
why didn't you
pillow.
wake your kids up? Why didn't you go there and hit them and get them up? How old are your kids?
7, 3, and 1, and I was terrified that with what they were putting me and their parent, me and their dad through.
Because
didn't
I
want
don't think
them
you wake
hurt.
them up and get them to untie you and call 911. Who did you call?
My mother was the first number on my call list. I just used my face. And
So instead of calling 911 for help, you called your mother?
how do you press 911 with your face?
Well, how did you dial your mother with your face?
I didn't dial my mother. I just pushed the first thing that was on there. It had just happened to be my mom.
Well, so you pushed it?
Yeah, I just pushed my face against the phone. And that's the number it picked. I didn't try any particular one. I was just trying to call anyone.
Oh, okay. So you didn't mean to call your mama?
No, I was just calling anybody.
See, 'cause I don't understand why you wake your 7-year-old up and say, hey, call 911, we got help. See, that's what I'm saying. Little things like this is what really, really looks odd. So you wouldn't have a problem then doing a polygraph this morning?
Would you mind me speaking to my mother before I completely agree to that?
Well, but now if you have nothing to hide, why would you want to talk to your mama?
because it's nothing against you personally, but just cops in general, you hear such negative things and how they are not out to help you, and CPS is the same way, and I just kind of want to get my mom and dad's opinion on if it's in my best interest. I don't have anything to hide, and I personally don't have a problem doing that, but I don't want to do something that's going to end up biting me in the ass in the end either. I kind of want my parents.
Well, you know what? You know what I think? I think it's not gonna be long. I think they're locking your butt up. What I think. I think you've been lying to me this whole thing. You did get them right. I think you're a liar. What I think. I think you know exactly who did this, and I don't buy your freaking story for a minute. That's what I think. I think you know. I think you know exactly who did this, and I think you're scared. And that's what I'm trying to feed into your head. Don't let fear keep you from telling the truth. Because just if you knew these guys that did it, you know why they did it, does not make you guilty. But what's going to make you guilty is when we prove that you lied to us in here.
But if that is the case, then I do know who did it and why they did it.
Okay.
Doesn't that make me like an accomplice?
Nope, you sure don't. No, that makes you a scared mother with children. That's exactly what that makes you.
The only other thing.
Okay. See, I knew. You know, Sam. You know I'm not here lying to you. You know I know.
The only other thing I know, and I don't even know, I know.
Okay.
But it's a suspicion.
Okay.
I've been up at the hospital with my friend Charlotte.
Okay.
And she's got a guy there, and I swear to God, I cannot go up there that I said any of this.
Okay.
Because they have a lot of friends around here, and my life will be in a lot of danger.
Okay.
But the only other thing I know is venting to her and talking to her about problems. Like I just told you, I have a problem talking to my friends about our problems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have many of them. So when I do get with one of my friends, I want to talk about any problems we might have had. And honestly, lately, it hasn't been many.
Okay.
We have had problems in the past, and I haven't seen Charlotte in a long time.
Okay, come on with it.
And she's got this guy in the room with her, and he gets talking about how a man shouldn't treat a woman that way, and how you don't do those things to a person, and he's gonna deal with the situation. I didn't take him seriously.
Okay, you see, Sam, you know who did this, but that does not make you guilty.
But I don't have any proof that he did. I just have what he said.
Okay, who is this guy?
His name's John.
It is. Who do you think he'd bring with him?
I don't know any of his friends. But yesterday at the hospital, he had a guy that I do know from town with him. His name is Tay.
Who?
Tay Rhymes.
Tay?
Tay. He's black.
Tay Rhymes, he's a black male?
Yes.
Okay, you had him with him? Where's he from?
I didn't say he had, yes, he had him at the hospital with him. I cannot guarantee that these are the right people.
But you know what?
I know that
you
he's
know in your
got-
heart, Sam. You know this guy did it. You know he did it, and here's the thing.
But why? Unless he's got serious psychological issues, why?
Well,
I
what
only
did you
know-
say? What did you say when he said he's going to take care of that problem?
I just laughed at him. I thought he was joking. There
what?
was another person there.
Who was there?
But I don't know. I swear to God, I don't know. I know that he has a lot of people he calls his brother, and I only
And you
know
think
this
they came
guy.
over there and did this just simply because he was mean to you?
I don't
Or was there a
know.
bad dope deal? Was there a dope deal?
I don't know. I don't know. Honest to God, I don't know.
But you, in your
I know
heart,
that my husband has had a lot of time.
but in your heart, you think this is him.
Yes.
You're positive he did it.
I'm not positive. I can't be positive because I didn't see any faces.
Well, but then what makes you think it was him?
Just by the way he said it, even though I laughed him off, he sat back with this
Now, in your house,
criminal-
what made you think this was him while you was in your house?
because the height, and there was a guy built like Jeremy there. There was. That is the truth. That is the truth. John is skinny, tall and skinny. He's got a very bad record. There was a tall, skinny guy there.
John Rebel?
Yes.
You don't know his name?
No,
But this,
John.
but
He
Sheila,
told me his last name. But
Charlotte Morris knows him though.
Yes.
Okay.
He lives with her.
We'll find him. If you get the right, we'll find him.
Please don't let this come back on me. I don't want.
I'm gonna tell you right now. The only way we can guarantee that is if you can point your finger and know he did, so we can go arrest him and we won't let him out of jail and he can't come get you.
I don't want anybody to come in.
Well, then you better start facing up.
Because they did make it clear that if I called the police, they would kill my kid.
Oh, the only thing I know about the heavyset dude is they called him JoJo, but they told me that wasn't his name. They said I believe they said it was Jose, but I don't know anything about the other guy at all.
But
Well,
he's very scary looking.
I'm hoping if they just took him out and beat the crap out of him, that he's still alive.
He is a very scary looking guy, the third guy.
But you don't know who he is?
No.
You don't know his name?
No, they kept calling him JoJo. And I asked
Third
John what his name was, and he said Jose. But that's all I know about that guy. That's all I know. That, and he is scary looking.
So when I go in there and say, there's a black male in there with John, I can go in there and say, hey, there's John, there's Tay, where's JoJo? And they're gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. That's what they call him, is JoJo.
Yes, that's what everybody calls him.
One of the things we need to also realize, we don't know for sure if he's alive or dead at this point. We're still trying to find him. But for instance, if we do happen to find him and he is deceased, they do an autopsy, they're going to be able to tell us what the time of death is. So I need to make sure that the time
times I
frame,
gave you is
time
exact.
frames that you're telling me when these guys busted in your house.
The time I gave you is exact.
Okay. Because I don't want to say, oh well, there's probably
Everything I wrote in that
statement.
Everything I wrote in that previous statement is the truth.
I just want to make sure that the medical,
It's
if he's found dead, which we hope to God and pray that we find him alive, but if they're, for some reason, they did take it too far and hurt him really bad, I don't want to come back and the medical examiner say, the time of death was somewhere around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then
That's the case. Am I going to be able to see him when they take him back to do an autopsy?
I don't know. We got to find him first. That's what we're trying to do, but when you weren't being honest with us and telling us who these guys were that came in there and took him, we wasted a lot of valuable time. I mean, here it is almost 10 o'clock, and we've been at your house since 2:30, and, you're just now coming clean with us as who the guys were that came in the house and took him. That's, 7 hours that we've wasted that we could be trying to find.
Investigators pretty quickly started finding holes in her story. For one, why call your mother before calling 911? And why did the supposedly kicked-in door show no actual sign of being forced open? Under questioning, Samantha's story started to change, then change again. She tried to pin the whole thing on Jonathan Sanford, but the most damning evidence came from her own phone. While she was busy playing the victim for the police, she was secretly texting one of the killers, Octavius Rhymes, with a simple, chilling instruction: ditch phone, move. It was solid proof that she wasn't a victim. She was an active participant. One by one, the 3 men she recruited confessed, and they all told the police the same thing. The entire murder plot was Samantha's idea. In September of 2017, Samantha Wolford was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 99 years in prison. She didn't pull the trigger, but the court made it clear she was the mastermind who orchestrated the whole thing. Her obsession with fame and her desire to write her own story led her to believe she could get away with the ultimate betrayal. She sacrificed her husband and her children's future all for a story. A twisted, tragic piece of clickbait that ended not with internet stardom but with a life sentence behind bars.